Hey everyone, this is Jewelyn. Welcome back to the channel. Pura Vida from Costa Rica, and I'm gonna say it right now, if you hear dogs barking or any kind of background noise, I'm sorry. I keep trying to film this intro and there's a lot of background noise, so I'm just gonna go with it. The sun is about to set in probably under an hour. It is my last full day in Manuel Antonio, so I do want to somehow get back to town, take dinner, walk around. I just wrapped up my last tour of all the tours I've done in Costa Rica, and I have a pretty good idea of what this country has to offer. If you love being in nature, wildlife, and surrounded around plants, this country is for you. The landscaping is very similar to Hawaii, but the wildlife is definitely different. Every day I'm coming across new animals that I've never seen before, and to be able to see them just living life naturally makes me really happy. I do not support any kind of zoos or anything. I do like to support sanctuaries and national parks and being able to see them out in nature. So it was very fun for me to explore for the past 2 weeks in different parts of Costa Rica. And actually, if you guys been keeping up with me on the channels, you know that I'm supposed to be in Brazil right now for Carnival. I was supposed to actually have flown out of Costa Rica, I think 2 days ago, and I would have been exploring and filming in Rio right now, but Carnival last minute got pushed back in Rio, so I am going to be in Rio at the end of April, beginning of May, filming for Travel with Jewelyn Brazil. So unfortunately, it is what it is. It did cost me a lot to switch all of my flights, accommodations, and I think my new flights that I moved to April, I think that company messaged me in the middle of my time here saying that the times change, and if I wanted, I could somehow get a refund. So I'll deal with that when I'm back in the States and see how big of a change they did with the flights, because I hope it's not too major, because I spent 2 days figuring out all new flights and everything for the new Carnival dates. With that being said, I did extend my stay in Costa Rica because I was supposed to be in Rio right now. So I'm in Manuel Antonio, Quepos, and this was not part of my plan. All the dogs in the background. If I keep refilming the video because of this, I'll never be able to get this video out, so I'm sorry about that. But I was supposed to have been in Rio right now, so Manuel Antonio was not originally in the books, in the plan for me to visit this part of Costa Rica, but when I found out that Brazil was going to be its own separate trip, I decided to extend my stay here in Costa Rica to adventure into a different part of the country. And everywhere I've been, it's been a 6-hour commute by shuttle to get from point A to B, so it was a lot of traveling to get to different parts of the country. So that's one thing to keep in mind if you guys ever decide to come to Costa Rica, is that either you need to drive or take into the fact that you need to do a shared shuttle if you want to do it on a budget. So that's the way how I've been getting around this country, and there has been a lot of cool plant sightings. And I think for today's Thursday's check-in, I'm gonna share with you plant life that I came across in La Fortuna. I did a few tours there and I went to some interesting places, and I did a lot of hiking. So La Fortuna, actually my legs are still feeling La Fortuna. I did a lot of activities there, and physical activities, and a lot of it was surrounded around plant life. So in today's video, I'll share with you some plant sightings that I was able to come across, which was super fun for me as someone who loves all things plants. And then I will also share with you some of the plant sightings that I was able to capture today when I went to the national park. Cool thing is that I was able to see sloths, which was one of the, as I see, gorgeous. I swear, everywhere I'm going, I mean, there's wildlife everywhere, I swear, as I see a bird flying across me. The birds here are super cool, by the way. But I will share with you for Thursday's check-in what I came across for plant sightings in La Fortuna, which was the town that I was at prior to Manuel Antonio, and then I will share with you some of the plant sightings that I came across today while I was at Manuel Antonio National Park. And I do have to say that both in La Fortuna and in Manuel Antonio, I was able to have slot sightings, and I will share all of that on Travel with Jewelyn on the vlog channel. I'll share with you some plant sightings from the national parks that I've been to, and then we'll come back here to wrap up today's Thursday's check-in. Take a look at this. Oh my gosh. Look at the way how it's growing. Oh my gosh, you guys. This is so cool. Wow. Take a look at this. The size of it. Crazy. Take a look at this. Wow. That was some of the plant highlights that I was able to spot in La Fortuna and Manuel Antonio. It was very fun to see plants out in nature. A lot of them are growing epiphytically, which is super cool. To see like begonias and sigoniums and philodendrons out in nature is always inspiring to see. And it's kind of like, oh, okay, I see that plant being sold in the States for like a lot of money, and then they're just growing wild here. And I think that's the interesting thing about plant life, is that if the plant is common and it grows everywhere where you're from, then it's readily available and not that very interesting. But for people who are not in tropical environments, that are not surrounded by these plants just growing out in nature, they become like a wanted plant to have in a collection. And then if it's very popular, then you're paying a lot of money. So it's just interesting to see them here growing out in nature. I do want to share with you one of the fun things I like to do on Thursday's check-in wherever I travel around the world is some of the fun things that I've collected along the way. No, they're not plant related, unfortunately. So I did a chocolate tour in La Fortuna. Chocolate and coffee is really big here in Costa Rica. I did not go to a chocolate tour where they're making chocolate. In La Fortuna, I went to just like like a chocolate tour that just does educational tours. That's it. So they grow the chocolate there for that purpose. I did see a slot sighting there, which was pretty cool, and I picked up some chocolate in La Fortuna. And this particular brand, Brit, is actually this brand, and this particular one, my friend Diana, she brought this back for me one time coming from Costa Rica, and I was super excited to see it at the market. And actually, if you come to Costa Rica, this is the brand of chocolate you're going to see everywhere for sale. So I got guava, which is the flavor that I tried when Diana brought it back, coconut, and passion fruit, or in Hawaii, lilikoi. So got these snacking chocolates. I like to collect magnets around the world. I have a huge magnet collection, and these are the magnets that I got. So this one says La Fortuna, and that's where I had my sighting, my first sighting, which was at the chocolate farm. And I think I was able to see one leaving La Fortuna to here on the side of the road, so the shuttle driver stopped, which was super cool. And then I got these, and I picked these up on the way in transit from La Fortuna to here, and I'll keep one and I'll give one to my mom. But that's the Costa Rican flag, which you can see on my nail. And actually, I was able to see a baby slot sighting, which was the last sighting that I seen leaving Manuel Antonio Park, and it was so cute. I'll go ahead and throw up a picture of that sloth so you can see. It was very like, I felt like my trip was complete when I seen the baby, because that was definitely one of the things that I wanted to see coming out here. And I'm sure everybody who's into wildlife, that is probably like your top thing to see. The birds here are beautiful though. I seen 4 macaws just flying over us when I was doing a sunset catamaran tour yesterday. And then I like to collect patches if I come across cool ones. And this is a coati, and they are everywhere in La Fortuna. So I thought it was fun to pick up something with a coati on it. They kind of look like raccoons. And of course, Pura Vida. So that's my patch. And I got this artwork in La Fortuna. I'm gonna frame it. Super cute with the sloth. And of course, I had to get another sloth art, and this is the one that I just picked up today. And I actually was so excited to see the artist, because it was the only artist I came across my entire time that I was here in Costa Rica, which is very sad. It kind of reminds me of my time in Greece, where on my last day in Greece, I finally came across an artist and creating art out on the streets. So I just wrapped up my mangrove tour, and we were passing town, and I seen a few tents. I asked the driver, can you please stop? I want to see if there's any artists. And there was one, and I filmed it all on the vlog channel. And I'm all about artists supporting artists, small supporting small. So this is gonna be part of my art collection. I'm probably maybe gonna want to have this framed maybe, and then we'll see which one I'll keep in the Santa Monica and Las Vegas house. But these are my art pieces. I would have loved a bigger piece, but this was his only sloth painting, and it was really nice to connect with another artist. So those are the things that I got, all of my goodies that I got. And it's just kind of interesting, because if you keep up with the channels, you know that I love going and traveling and figuring out what represents the country and what I can bring back as an art piece to add to my world collection. And honestly, they're just known for chocolate and coffee, and of course the sloths. So I'm like, okay, what can I pick up? There wasn't anything for me to treasure hunt, but I'm glad I came across the artist and was able to get his one sloth painting to add to my art collection back home in the States. But that is gonna wrap up today's video. I got this top with the matching pants. Let me stand up so you can see what it looks like. I got this, and it ties in the back, and you can reverse it and tie it in the front with matching pants from Santa Teresa. So this is something fun, and I thought it was super expensive. In fact, That's one thing I do have to say. Let me switch points of view so you can see what I'm looking at. So we're just switching points of view so you can see what I've been staring at behind the camera. So that's one thing I do have to say about Costa Rica, is that it is so expensive. And I know I mentioned that probably on last week Thursday's check-in and throughout me filming for the channels, is that Costa Rica is expensive. This is not a country to come on a budget. I've been paying taxis and things that I need to pay for in cash, in dollars. I would like to try to get colones today as a souvenir. So if I can pay for something and get colones back, I can add it to my currency collection. And I was able to get some cool shells, which I will share. Maybe it's in the room now, I forgot to bring it out, but maybe next week Thursday's check-in I can show you the shell collection if I am able to bring it back. For the most part, like bringing back rocks and shells for my collection, I haven't had too much problems. I know some countries are not all about that, so maybe they'll confiscate it, but hopefully not, because I found some cool shells in Malpais, which is the south end of Santa Teresa. Speaking of which, if you guys follow me on Instagram, you know that I had an accident with my drone. So unfortunately, when I was in La Fortuna the other day, I was hiking and I went down to the lake, Arenal Lake, which is on the bottom of Arenal volcano, and I celebrated 1,000 videos doing some cool stuff for a little celebration moment for me and the channel. And I wanted to fly the drone at the lake, and that's when I found out that the gimbal part of my drone, something is wrong with it from the accident. In Playa Hermosa, where I flew it last, it just had, I guess, a really bad accident and it is not happy. So I was not able to fly it at the lake, and I am not able to fly it here, which I was planning on trying to catch sunset today for my last sunset here in Manuel Antonio, because they have gorgeous sunsets. But unfortunately, I'm not able to fly the drone and share with you where I'm at from the sky, and you guys know how much I love flying the drone. So that is kind of like where I'm at with my content creator life. I'm like I'm now standing in front of my Airbnb, which is one of the rooms in here. All right, so I'm gonna wrap up the video here because I was sitting in the driveway and the taxi needed me to get out of the way. But I did celebrate 1,000 episodes in La Fortuna, and you'll see everything on the vlog channel. I did a kayaking in Lake Arenal, which is on the bottom of the volcano, which was super cool. And then my host family's son, because I was able to stay with locals in La Fortuna, which was like one of my highlights for me. He took me to the free natural hot springs, so that was really cool to go with the local. He took me to his friend's soda, one of the highlights I think of my time in Costa Rica. And we went back to their house, and she did a special episode of Eating with Jewelyn for the vlog channel, cooking this traditional dish, which was so fun. And I ended up going to the most luxury resort in that town called Tabacon, and I did the hot springs there, and I had dinner there. So that was the way how I celebrated 1,000 episodes for this channel, and you'll see all of that on the vlog channel. You can find me as I head back to the States in a couple of days at Melrose Trading Post this Sunday from 9 to 5. That is my first pop-up for the month of March. And I think I'm doing 6 pop-ups this month with my schedule between traveling and living and working in 2 states. So this Sunday you can find me at Melrose Trading Post from 9 to 5. It is dog friendly, and if you are my Patreon, you will always be able to come in free on my guest list. My earrings of the day, and I hope you guys enjoyed seeing a little glimpse of my time here in Costa Rica, since I am wrapping up my time here and what it's like for me this past few days since I did last week Thursday's check-in. I feel like I definitely have my Hawaiian color back, and it's nice to be able to explore somewhere totally different. I've never been in Central America before, and it's nice to be able to explore a different country. But I do have to say, out of all the countries I've been to, this country is the most Americans I'm coming across. As normally wherever I am around the world, I'm always like the only American, but every place I've been to in Costa Rica, I've been surrounded around Americans, which I like when I come across people that are not Americans because I'm able to have culture exchange and make friends from different parts of the world. So that's my thoughts on Costa Rica, and I will share everything on the vlog channel. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me on another Thursday check-in as I wrap up my last full day in Manuel Antonio. I am going to head to town, take a dinner, walk around, and tomorrow morning I have to take my COVID test because to enter back into the States you need a COVID test 1 calendar day before you travel in to the country. So that's something that I will do. And as I wrap up Thursday's check-in, let's see if I can get it on the vlog. These little rodents are everywhere. Will they come out? They're eating the star fruit here. But that's gonna be it. I'll sign off here. Pura Vida from Costa Rica. If you're new, welcome to the channel. Subscribe for daily uploads between the main channel and the vlog channel. You get a video each and every day. And next week, Thursday's check-in will probably be maybe Santa Monica and Las Vegas because I will only be back in Santa Monica for the weekend and I will be back in Las Vegas a couple of days from now. Signing off from Costa Rica. Bye guys.